today there was the Rising Tide DLC for Final Fantasy XVI, and this is my first chance to start playing with the new DLC meant for Final Fantasy XVI. And I just talk about the... Okay, everything is over here, clear. And to begin the new expansion, the Rising Tide, I got some, after installation of a DLC, which was something like 11 gigabytes or something near that. I was told that you need to go next to reading table and open the reading table. And there is actually this unmarked. I check, is it the only thing what is new? Okay, let's open this unmarked. I shall not waste time mincing words. Leviathan Dominant is in need of rescue, despite my innumerable misgivings about joining hands with an outlaw of the highest dispute. The dame has assured me that there is none better suited to the task at hand. I did not reveal more fear for this mishap could fall into wrong hands, but if that little have appeared here has kindled your interest, I bid you a journey to the bit northeast and inquire with one Lila. She will surely see you satisfied. Okay. Let's go.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
No. I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, They will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Veil can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you. Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here.
Otto is always at the home.
Thank you.
Homekeeper.
I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Okay, it's Rising Tide. We got the quest name is same as DLC. Trough the Calm. Okay, I got right away. I got my first trophy. And I think this must be for everyone who starts the Rising Tide. Chasing the Tides, the Rising Tide. Quest destination for the Rising Tide are indicated with special icon. So it looks like almost yellow. After accepting the quest, current objectives are displayed in the do list on the right side of the screen. This will temporarily replace main scenario objectives. Prioritizing the tides. If you wish to restore main scenario objectives to the to-do list, you can do also journal in the main menu. And I think I right away save. There are something new ability sets. Tired of having to manually adjust your iconic ability sets each time you want to use different abilities? Did you know you can register up to 5 sets of iconic abilities via the Gear tab in the main menu? While on this tab, use L1, R1 to cycle through the sets and customize them as you wish. Remember, you cannot edit or change sets while in combat, so they need to be predetermined. And okay, so there are different kind of icon sets available. Aha, okay, now I see. This is actually my first set. Then there is second, third, fourth and fifth. So you can place different kind of sets, but you need to choose what you use before starting battle. Then what about here? We have our abilities, and I do first save just because we have totally new DLC. Find the Layla in North Reach. And I check, do I have enough items? Okay, potions are full, high potions full, those full. Oh, okay, the main things are full. So I think it's time to go.
What do you think that thing
Okay, over here. There is the quest destination. And you need to look for those yellow icons. They are kind of mark for the rising tide. And if I remember,
The garrison said they take another 100.
we need to find Layla.
To the Vale it is then.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Seems the Duke's had a change.
So I go directly to the castle. Quest destination. Okay, there is those remarks.
Looks like you've got a thirst. We can remedy that.
Can you now?
But enough talk. How about we return to the Vale?
Okay, here is our guest giver.
Vale, my lord.
Layla.
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
Oh,
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
what a way to start.
We're here about the letter.
Oh. Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically,
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent, and the woman who can answer your questions.
and that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Okay, where do we need to make for the coastline? I
Few
just
venture into the Royal Meadows anymore, so you won't be overheard.
Okay, make for the coastline.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Not if she realizes the value of the information she's party to.
And the danger it puts her in.
I just check if it's here. Okay, it's this location.
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
Okay, here is something.
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
Boat.
Boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
Continue to search. Ah, there was something. Fire.
The embers are still warm.
Somewhere
so you're
near.
Sid.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moats of Water.
The moats of water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair.
Sapphire eye.
Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Kriegers faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you.
Is
The
there
wave
again
was
lost
raised
eye?
by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
I think this will be a totally new location. I remember that they call it Mysidia. And this is okay, the lost cloak. The lost cloak. If you manage to navigate the cloak's narrow mountaintop paths without plummeting to your death, you will reward it with a breathtaking view of blighted wastelands stretching from Five Bay to the Sea of Grace. Okay, let's go. With a little boat.
Alright, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
No. But there was hidden wall. Maybe that was why it was so hard to get.
Worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
Sickly clouds.
And that concludes our little voyage. We're here. It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb.
Climb. There will be. High rise.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Other side. This is just halfway. Homecoming. Aha, this is actually second trophy. Party making has changed. Make for the village. Okay, now it finally starts the exploring level.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning.
Can it be
Please.
really dropping?
Call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
Everyone
It's all the
has
same to
aliases.
me.
Hey, you can almost go to the pass. Okay, there is something. Empty shard. Our first item in the unknown. There seems to be something. TPG. Aha, there is again enemies.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh,
I have to.
shall I keep my axe and spells to myself again?
Little bit remembering tactics. I think I start with the basics. Okay, this was how you change.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
I think I use one of these potions. Or did I already get? No. It almost looked like. But it only showed what will be the meter when you use a healing potion. I check, can I go here? No. Like in Nier Automata, always want to check where you can go. There is another. I want to do a little bit warm-ups. Okay, well, we got killed. It's always a little bit warm up and remembering controls of the pause.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you...
I check one thing. Was it over here? And then change image, okay.
have a better view of our home.
Haha, we reached.
Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Mysidia. Oh, that on the right side.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
It's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
Okay, so village will be next. Okay, there is something waiting here. What are you? Are you peaceful? Okay, first peaceful. What is here? It looks like. Almost looks like that you can go through, but not. At least you can see it through. I kicked ass.
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Maintains glamour. Okay. Ah, there is full couple of them. Okay, now I remember. When you use fire, you can with the circle run very fast. Little bit water, always heat on the water. Hides.
If the surge was an act of rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
Ah, there is that on the horizon, rising, almost like rising sea. Is it frozen? I just check how does the world look like. A lot of forest, lake and okay, clearing. And here will be two. Looks like two totally different. Goblin coins. And I think those are friendly.
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay?
Birds. It seems like two different ways. Let's check. We probably need to use this light. But here is village.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Passwords,
Open the
probably.
gates! The tributary is home!
Haven, the city. Butterflies.
Outsiders? Well, I never.
Look at the size of that dog. All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours.
There are two different versions.
That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Is it Beaton Hall? Okay, this is open.
That'll be them then. Don't look like much if you ask me.
I just a little bit.
Look!
Look
That
before
one's got a
going.
black cape. Do you think he's the leader?
Look, Nan, it's the outsiders.
Hush! It's not polite to call outsiders outsiders.
Call outsiders. Maybe I need to visit main hall.
Intruders! We must flee!
It's all right. They're the tributary's guests.
You always need to go next to water. No fishing button, but maybe.
Do you think he bites?
Who? The Hound? Or his master?
Can't hold his master.
The poor things are as pale as ghosts. Are they unwell?
I don't think so, ma'am. It's just the way they are.
Okay, I think time to go in. There is someone who you can talk to.
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
Witten Hall. I just to look how the design, wooden, different kind of icons.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us.
Oh, it's glamour.
Us, and Walyas.
This man, Walyas, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyas is still a baby.
A baby?
Baby.
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Walyas was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Then it is not the Surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
Okay, so it's like baby. Who is the dominant?
Are you bound for the wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our
Okay,
people.
this is usual, typical way. We get seal.
That's very
and after
kind.
getting seal,
I look forward to meeting the family.
it's easier to
Feelings
talk with
mutual.
people.
Should the tributary be indisposed, Feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
I think it's kind of information gathering.
Our storehouse lies across the bridge. If you're short of supplies, you may find what you need there. Though we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
Okay, I got the first info.
How may I be of service?
Ask about Delina.
My name is Delina.
I serve as an adjutant to Lady Sula, tributary of Messidia. One of the adjutants who came before me played the role of guardian as well as aide. Lady Sula is an able warrior in her own right and requires no protection. So I assist her in ministering to our people's affairs, far she is absent or indisposed.
By way of example.
It was I who informed the rest of the village of your coming at the tributary's request. If there is aught you wish to know of our people of our village, please don't hesitate to ask. About the village.
As I'm sure you're aware,
this land was once the domain of northern Tex, though the settlement had lain abandoned for some time when our ancestors' wanderings finally brought them here. Remote as it was, it seemed to them the ideal place to settle, and they duly cast a clamor over it, that their new home might remain hidden.
the secret of the spell itself.
Had been passed down from generation to generation since time we left. As we used to disguise our camps that the custodians of the lands through which we wandered should not learn our treatments, and it was these temporary enhancements which led our ancestors to contemplate a more permanent solution upon arriving here.
So they built the cairns.
Filled with all the shards of crystal of the tribe could spare, and summoned forth a clamor large enough to cover the entire land, and for many days and nights thereafter their bearers labored to attune the spell. The outside world might seem this place slowly succumbed to the blight,
And thus we hid ourselves away.
welcoming none into our private haven until you, that is. At first the spell only worked one way. It was only after the skies changed that we conjured a second illusion for the benefit of those inside. It was Lady Sula's idea, a salve for the nerves of those who feared their rolling storm clouds were a harbinger of the end. I pray that it brings you a little relief from the darkness of the world beyond the wall, as it has run us. Much of water,
Our story began.
On the narrow coast of southern Ash, where war want of arable land, we relied on the mountain rains to quench our thirst, and the bounty of the sea to fill our bellies, and thus did we learn the value of water.
After the fall of Drake's Horn,
we spent decades in exile, drifting across the desert and snowfields of the Twins, till at last we arrived here in Messidia, our second true home. Here we found mountains, rivers, and seas not unlike those of our first home in Ash. All that we lacked was crystal. We have no mother crystals of our own here, nor have we ever received any stipend from our neighbors. Were it not for the few shards we have been able to stockpile during our wandering in a storm, we might never have survived the worst few winters, let alone cast the clamor that protects us. For to the demand that peers among us sacrifice their lives for the benefit of others was never an option. The hardships we have faced on our journey had brought us together, and we wouldn't be divided. Thankful for your unity prove our strength. And so here we have stayed dependent only you want blessings which this land provides us. These springs, rivers, seas, these are well modes of water need. Okay, so this give a kind of background.
Good tide.
They have Julian with the brands.
The poor things are as pale as ghosts. Are they unwell?
I just check what kind of services, or are there any?
You see, children, we are but drops of rain, flowing from mountain to valley, stream to river, until at last our journey ends out in the open sea. Yet, like the clouds, do we rise from the waves once again, to return to where it all began. And thus does the cycle start anew.
So, me dad's a cloud, and I can see him again if I go up the mountain?
You see, children, we are but drops of rain, flowing from mountain to valley, stream to river, until at last our journey ends out in the open sea. Yet, like the clouds, do we rise from the waves once again, to return to where it all began. And thus does the cycle start anew.
So, me dad's a cloud, and I can see him again if I go up the mountain?
A lot of storytelling here.
You see, children, we are but drops of rain, flowing from mountain
okay,
to
now I see.
stream to river, until at last our journey ends out in the open sea. Yet, like the clouds, do we rise from the waves once again, to return to where it all began. And thus does the cycle start.
Of course, we need to little bit here with Torgal. And what do we have here? I just check, are there any kind of shops or...
Suddenly, there were curls everywhere I looked. It was all I could do to make it back to Haven without being torn limb from limb.
All you could do. And there I was thinking you were a bearer.
Bearer, okay, so union with the parents.
You used to work on the outside, didn't you?
And I think I do a couple of side quests. So I start from here. Let's see what is the worry.
You are Sid, aren't you? The man the tributary told us about?
Oh,
I wonder
okay.
if you could help me.
With what exactly?
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Tought? He's the village smith, among other things. Anyway, his name day's not far off, and I wanted to make a gift for him. He's a craftsman, you see, and he's been fretting about running low on the flowers he uses for dye making, so I wondered if you might collect some for me and give them to him.
Okay, we have
Would
blacksmith.
this gift not be better coming from you?
Perhaps, but it can't, for reasons I can't go into. Please, I know it sounds daft, but I'd be ever so grateful.
Fine. Which flowers does your husband need?
The sweet little blue ones that grow around the fount. Elder's blessings, they're called. We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water like they are. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their harvest with you. 2 basketfuls should be enough for my husband to be getting on with.
2 basketfuls it is.
Basket, huh? Okay, so we need to collect flowers.
Excuse me. I wonder, might you be able to spare a basket of Elder's blessings? Pavart's wife tasked me with collecting some for her husband, and suggested that I speak to you.
Ah, Werder wants you to bless. Said better half with the fruits of our labour, does she? Go on then. Give the old fool something to squirm about.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't worry about it. An old fool Pavart may be, but if you come bearing gifts, he's not fool enough to turn you away.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, I think we got first one. And I didn't check the second one.
Ah, welcome to Haven, friend.
Thank you. Forgive my presumptuousness, but the smith's wife has asked me to make her husband a present of some Elder's blessings. 2 basketfuls, to be precise.
Well, I have 1, if that's any help.
It is. I'm much obliged. They really are beautiful.
Aren't they just? Though that's not the only reason they have a special place in our hearts. Legend has it that when our people fled from Ash, the tributary of the Tyne took some seeds with them. And as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. Every elder since has done the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
Okay, so it has kind of memory value.
Well, that's 2 basketfuls.
The quick complete. After completing the main objective or some quest, you may be given option to quick travel to the quest final destination. If you see a prompt in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, hold down. The options to immediately travel to the NPC eagerly awaiting your return. Of course, this option is not mandatory and you are free to ignore it. It can also completely disable for your game settings. So, okay, there is a quick complete option.
Time to visit Pavart.
Maybe I just talk because I'm here.
Mirrors. My people believe they frighten off trespassing demons by showing them the evil in their hearts. Would you care to take a look? The mirrors. My people believe they frighten off trespassing demons by showing them the evil in their hearts. Would you care to take a look?
Look at the mirror.
Pavart's not a bad bloke, like, he's just a bit of a craftsman, you know?
seems to be a certain time limit. Okay, Paval was... Okay, he is the blacksmith.
What do you want?
Your wife asked me to bring you these flowers.
Basket full of flowers. The elder's blessing that grow by the water's edge yield a lasting blue dye, which the motes of water are wont to stain the fabrics. This much is known. Quite why Fearda, the Five of Heaven's leading artisans, Paval needs Clive assistance in restocking her husband's supply of the flowers remains a mystery. Blue dye, probably.
That woman. Come out, I know you're there.
Who? Me?
Would either of you care to explain what's going on?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive you. It's just, my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought this might be a good way for the two of you to get acquainted. What with you being a swordsman like, and him being the only smith in the village. It'd be a shame if you couldn't turn to him for help.
The only reason he couldn't turn to me for help is because I had my hands full with all the orders you lot dumped on me.
Keep busy.
I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, for the record, the tributary said that we were to lend you outsiders our aid, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. With or without my darling wife's meddling. Still, here we are. Acquainted. So, if there's out you need, just bring us the materials, alright?
Alright.
Okay, we got probably our first blacksmith.
And tar for the flowers. I was running low.
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
Aye. Crush the petals and it makes a fine and lasting blue. We use it to stain the cloth for our tunics and pennons. Remind us where we come from, like.
As motes of water. Children of the sea.
That's right. The pattern too was left by our ancestors. The Ceaseless Rill, it's called. It symbolizes the river of our tribe, with the strength of Leviathan running through it. And no matter how that river has ebbed, flowed, changed its course, the flowers have always been with us, growing on our banks. I should get back to work. If you need something crafting, let me know.
Oh well. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Wasn't it just?
Okay, greeting. First side quest. It's a thought that counts. What did we get? The Titanic block reflection of Earth accessory enhances Titan's iconic feat, Titanic block, making it capable to block attacks from behind by restoring a small amount of HP regain cost. Okay, I think this would be interesting. Haven Foundry, okay. And as a result, we got entry for blacksmith. Okay, so there was clear reason to do. And I just save. And I think I might do load us out. Was it over here? have currently? Aha, I have Titanic block already. And then what do you have? Timely focus. Increase defense. Revivement bit. Improves limit break. Enhancements. Aha, now I remember. Okay, limit break was one useful thing. I want a little bit experience. I right away take this. Enhances Titanic iconic fig, making it capable to block attack while restoring. Okay, now we have it on the use. And I check what was my earth abilities. It seems that I have every earth abilities are, or Titan abilities are full. They are in full power. Okay, let's see what our blacksmith can do.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
So there are Everdark, Defender, Diamond Sword, Enhancer. I think I already have created these and in some part of my adventures I have already used them. And then what about here? And I think then we have Refiance, Reinforce. I actually checked. It might be the same with these. That I currently have the best ones already equipped. And because we are in the very worst location. Fallen bracelets. This is actually, can you upgrade fallen bracelets? No. Fallen belt. It seems that I have. I check my armor. Oh, yeah. Fallen belt and fallen bracelets. So, and then we have Omega weapon. And once more.
My steel's just as good as any.
Okay, so now we have blacksmith. And I think there was another side quest also.
Oh, I'll have her hide when she gets back. Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you? If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to. She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know, needs must.
I understand.
Saying that, she might not be able to get anything down for you for a bit.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little rills decided to make herself scarce. The heavens only know where that girl's got to.
If you'd like me to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, no. I couldn't ask that of an outsider. Could I?
Okay, daughter might be... Find daughter.
Of course not. She won't have gone far, will she?
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Can't help thinking she might have gone on another one of her little adventures.
Ah. A free spirit, is she?
Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still. Especially once you heard you lot were on your way. Outsiders! You should have seen her little eyes light up.
Outsiders.
If she wanted to watch you arrive, she'd have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her. Maybe you could ask him. Ruka, her name is.
All right.
We need to talk with Gatekeeper.
Try not to worry.
Pursuit of knowledge. And I think when I think I was seeing like 2 side quests. Okay, let's go with this second one. Gatekeeper.
Excuse me. You haven't seen the storekeeper's daughter, have you?
Little Ruka? I have, as it happens. She went out through the gate not long ago.
Out of the village? Alone?
Aye, she does it all the time. There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. Safe as you like. The beasts of the mountain don't dare come so close to the village. That's where she'll be. Go and have a look if you don't believe me.
I will.
Okay, now comes the path. When I entered this village, I wondered where this path will go. Okay, it's now time to find out. We are approaching. That sound is so familiar. Steel silk. Aha, okay. Over there. Next to river.
It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Ruka.
You know my name? Can you lot read minds?
Read mine.
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
All right. And on the way home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
Everything might be a stretch.
It might be a very, very long story. Okay, they are in the village.
Thank you for bringing her home. And I'm sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy, did you know that there are villages 10 times as big as Haven in the outside world? 10 times! Cities, they call them. And in these cities, they have great big walls and towers and castles.
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores.
All right.
Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them. One of the big ones being, What are the people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression?
Are we the only one she's ever met?
Now you are. The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out. A few of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we'll make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes. You built on top of the old ruins, didn't you?
Well, they make for fine foundations. Their masons clearly knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything else that's the problem. Medicines, metals for tool making, anything like that. We have to dress up as traveling merchants and make a trip to the outside and pray to every cloud in the heavens that nobody sees through us.
It might be that this has medical.
Aye. And now Rook is back. My wife should be free to assist you with any potential purchases.
Okay, nice. Second shop.
So please, do make good use of our stores, because we fully intend to make good use of your call.
I'll be sure to keep my purse strings loose.
Pursuit of knowledge. There is something. HLS Tallow. Rendered from the fat pole of Pison 4 in the case of Mysidia, Tsukubo alloy is widely used in manufacture of foul-smelling candles and oily soaps. Blacksmiths have also been known to employ the substance in the final stages of polished steel. This particle sample appears to have been affected by sulfate of ether, which has somehow slowed in its degradation process, allowing it to maintain both its vibrancy and viscosity despite having been left untouched for several decades. And this is familiar. Haven stores. Okay. Available.
It's a pity nothing but the foundations were left standing. A whole storehouse made of stone would make it a lot easier to keep our supplies in good nick.
Okay, I go right away to check stone.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's got to pull her weight like the rest of us. Anyway, now we've got the inventory done, I can attend to my own tasks, like seeing to our visitors' needs. So, was the route you wanted? I will have to charge you.
Okay, what is my current situation? Okay, I have over 114. And there is a meaningful waist cloth. Oh, the first one what I found here is already much better than my fallen belt plus 2. So this waistcloth, meaningful waistcloth is better. It's suspected that the dye made from flowers known as elder blessing grown in Mysidia not only gives the mojo for the clothing its vibrant blue color, but that ethereal residue attributed to an ancient spell cast upon the land somehow increases the dye's permanence, which in turn renders the cloth applied thereto more resistant to both damage from external forces and natural degradation. Hard while fine place for fancy is nowhere to hide your purse. Okay, of course we buy this one and we will equip it. Okay, so right away we get better armor. And same thing here, meaningful armor ring is better than fallen bracelets plus 2. Improvement 4 and 5. Upon their 16th name day, every mote of water is fitted with a handcart wooden dog that they will keep for the rest of their lives, a vestige of their tribe's long years of wandering following the fall of Horn, in which the loss of members was commonplace. The ring represents a singular bond between the motes that transcends both physical and spiritual distance. Know that even should you walk abuse, our hands will guide you home. Mode of food adage. Okay, and let's buy this one and equip. Then what about here? Safe Haven orchestration roll. Of course we buy the new orchestration roll.
Here you are.
I wonder where is the nearest sugar box. And okay, this is good.
Well,
we can
you're showing you need it.
Fulfill potions. And then there are different kind of things what we can sell. Maybe I'll keep those. Never know.
Very well. Will you be back soon? You've still got to tell me everything else about the outside world.
And okay, because now I have better armor and gear. It's again good time to save. Okay, I just a little bit explore what there is.
What do you think the tributary sees in those outsiders?
Enough to what?
Okay, I think shop, foundry, the high gate, the low gate. So okay, I think it's time to continue. We did 2 side quests, and now we have
How long do you think this bridge has been standing here?
blacksmith and medical
At
store.
least as long as we have.
So this can be some kind of headquarters.
Without being torn limb from limb.
All you could do. And there I was thinking you were a bearer.
Bear. I think I was thinking of bear.
You're Lady Shula's friend, aren't you? Lady Shula says that if I want to be tributary one day, I have to learn my letters just like she did. But what good are letters against a Tombury's knife?
Okay, there are Tomberries, those very dangerous attacker bearers.
Did you hear that, girl? You're going with father today.
Don't mind, Amanda. I'm in a hurry.
Off to the surge, are you? Well, just you stay close to the tributary. Don't want you getting lost in the forest.
Okay, now
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
let's check who we have. Oh, there is there also? Okay. Full company. Okay, they are unfriendly. block is on the right side. Just a moment. Aha. There is something also here. I just check how far this will go. Oh. Okay, it's clearing. Of course we... There was some kind of plate. Okay, back to the main path. And I wonder, was there still another? No, there are only two.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shooter, how did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
Ships will go. I check these. Check what do we have here. I guess check this one.
This trail only leads deeper into the forest. We should head back.
I'm still checking. Okay, there comes blocking gate. Okay, I first explore this area. Okay, this is broken.
No, I still haven't mended the bridge. And I never bloody will if people don't leave me to my work.
Okay, broken bridge.
We won't find Walius this way. The sea lies behind us. Tongaries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
Aha, we found some another enemy. But they are so far away. Okay, now there is something totally. It was by holding square to activate Sansuke. Okay, this was more demanding. We need to use healing. Okay, here is some kind of block. There are two different ways. Tomberry, now they are Tomberries. Those dagger wielding enemies. First Tomberry encounter. Okay, friendly bonus. Okay, yes, Anatole Bay.
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
I also check this one. Aha, special attack. Okay, sunset joking. Maybe I'll leave that one. Okay, sunset joking, almost in the reserve. Oh, what a fear.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
Ah, there is something. Blocked.
You don't want to go down there. Trust me.
Do I even want to ask why?
Okay, something very bad is over there. Spot. It seems like there is special stone. Or
might I inquire about the ray of light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people. Careful.
okay, potion, of course.
This might take a while.
Oh, there is something over there. Ah, there is. I think that must be turtle. It looks like natural. It must be turtle. Adamantium. With adamantium. Okay, this is one of the strongest armor type. One of the strongest adamantium armor. What a view. Batterista. Anota adamantium. Resting antelopes. Or no. It seems that we probably caught something when fighting with the turtle. Probably sail. When I just check one thing. Okay, 1,800 ability points. That was total me. Cannot block that attack. Here is the bridge.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
They are automatically go. I just check. Can I go? Okay, it's better. Go forward. Oh, what a mysteria to church. What a view.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes.
I wonder if there is a stone curse.
The forest
like in the
grows quickly
previous.
here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Oh, he is going fast.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No. It's not.
Time has passed.
There. Up ahead.
Oh, time has stopped. Oh,
Down in the center. Follow me.
oh. In the center.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallace's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence?
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Oh.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
Does this mean that we will...
Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
For the powers.
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong. He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
The power of water. Clive has claimed a portion of the Acorn's Leviathan essence. A turning with the Leviathan not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also access to several new iconic abilities such as Crosswell, an inescapable hush of water that pummels enemies from multiple angles. Ability details are found on the abilities. Then R1. Leviathan Weed. Leviathan iconic feat Serpent Cry can be used to summon Clives of Arm, a sea-spitting serpent capable of dealing precision strikes to enemies at greater distances. Okay, this is long distance weapon. Pressing square in this state will unleash tidal torrent, multiple bursts of water capable of forcefully knocking back smaller creatures, while pressing he'll fire powerful jet of water tidal stream at enemies situated just outside the range. Using these attacks will deplete your tidal cords, becoming available when the coach is empty. The coach will slowly replenish over time, but can be refilled quicker by pressing circle. Time a second press perfectly with the on-screen prompt to immediately refill the coach, as well to earn unlimited ammunition for a short period of time. The guidal coach is also replenished when successfully executing precision dodge. Roll. While using Serpent's Cry, pressing again R1 while dodging will cause Clive to roll in the air. Barrel can be used while crawling by pressing. Okay, it's possible. Only Leviathan abilities are available. Aha, okay, I can only use Leviathan abilities.
Leviathan?
Just another, but a formidable adversary nonetheless.
Oh, look. It has friends. Let's try.
Now I have Leviathan Torrent. Okay, this goes more like shooting. You need to aim control. And then there is some kind of odd feel. You always, from time to time, need to feel. You need to be near when you use that one. You need to be near when you... Tideslinger. I was too far away. advantage I need to reveal my capabilities. Pericles slain. What did we get? Aquaos orb. It has been noted that in some early text our forebears would oftentimes refer to crystals as sea orbs, and while the use of all capital letters to this day cannot be satisfactorily explained, the term itself is not likely for a scholar's interpretation of text transcribed from much older language. This spell-proof fragment taken from the body of Aegir Pericles, however, is indeed an orb, and while high flawless and teeming with the wide walls of endless eddies of life energy, by no means does it warrant rendering in the uppercase. So okay, this was the special one.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. That he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
Back to the village.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right.
Oh, flow. Another trophy.
So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good. Because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
I think this is always good time to save when you... Aha. Okay, now we got new abilities. And as I saved before I do. Okay, there are totally new abilities and I have 2000 points. Okay, we can put here, we can place here, and also here. Maybe I'll upgrade each of these upgrade. Okay, upgraded. Then upgrade here. Crosswell. Serpent Cry. Summon water serpent that transforms. Clive's basic. In the powerful. Okay, so this was. You can also disable this. Probably by pressing the same Serpent Cry button. Then we have 700. Okay, this is too much. And too much. So, okay, good thing to save again when you have new abilities upgraded.
The broom is your warhammer. The leaves our mortal enemy. Show them no mercy for the glory of Mysidia.
Broom. Warhammer. Okay. That way.
My lord.
Okay, we have those
Fare
objects.
you well, my lord.
Time to go in.
To understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity.
This tapestry
is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Oh, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the Dome of Light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
Okay, so they need to leave one behind to protect village. It sounds like Joshua is the one.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
There are more side quests. And I think side quests are good. And I actually need to check blacksmith and...
Sign of the child.
You don't think he's...
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Tidestrike. This is totally new. And actually, I got this special Aqua's orb from boss fight. But I still have better weapon. Of course we are able to make this one. But of course I can save it for later use. And I check these others. Circle of Heaven. Then I check the reinforce part also. And just a moment. Reinforce are only those. Probably what I have. Let's see one thing. I have now Platinum Sword. You can enforce or reinforce Platinum Sword and these. Okay, totally okay here. Maybe if I just create this, it will be crafted, but I don't wear it. Then let's look craft or reinforce. Okay, it was still crafted for later use.
decided what you want, just let me know. Here you are. Well, if you're sure you need it, then I bid you good tide.
Okay, there seems to be a couple of side quests.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fanit, healer by trade.
Aha, there is here.
And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too, but...
But?
This affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
What's all? I'll help you.
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
Right.
Okay, so we need to meet blacksmith.
Do you need something?
I do, though not from the forge. Fanit asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Okay, we need to speak with this
Save the child.
You don't think he's...
She showed them the surge! But what if the...
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavat tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what, but he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fanet is looking for. Thank you.
Ah, don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, yeah?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
Back to the healer.
Spoke with Word, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Azir, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then... I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries. You have encountered them during your time here? The small, scaly beastmen?
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there, and if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Very well.
Okay, we need to go to the altar.
Leave me be.
I check which direction. We need to go through main gate.
Bastard things.
And I wonder there is also...
Hail, stranger.
And once everyone left me.
I wonder... Okay, main quest doesn't start right away. But seems to be in same direction almost.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is then.
Maybe need to go a little bit down. Now this explains. I was here before.
If there's one thing I know about beastmen, is that they love to hide in the dark.
I know this was some kind of plate, which I couldn't do anything with it. Aha, there are those with the daggers.
What are they up to?
They are very deadly
Some
enemies.
sort of ritual.
Thornberries. Sometimes weird. Every Final Fantasy,
Sorry to disturb you.
one of the most Okay, second wave. And I now remember that I need to equip water icon.
Let's see what's on this altar then.
Okay, now I'm able to activate this plate. I was previously here.
A silver chain. I doubt the Tombries made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about.
Silver chain. Maybe I take those as a practice.
Hail, stranger.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
Someone is lost.
Bastard things. All the fish right over the
You're back. Well, did you find anything?
I check what is this. A string of finely wrought links found offered upon an altar in Tonberry territory, exactly as Misidia's healer suspected. The delicacy of the metalwork combined with the fact that the attached pendant depicts the head of a dragon suggests that it's not the work of beastmen.
I did. This silver chain.
I knew it.
Well, I'm still none the wiser.
Forgive me. This chain. It's a Gregorian Maternoster.
Worn by men of the faith. What's it doing here? And why would the Tombries be praying to it?
To understand that, you need to understand what the Tombries are. They feed on hatred and suffering. And some say that if you render them an offering, some token of grievance against your fellow man, they will put a curse upon him.
So you think someone's put a Tombry curse on Tought?
I can't say for sure. Truth be told, I always assumed it was an old wives' tale. But given his fear of the forest and the presence of the chain on the altar, I don't know what else to think.
Does Talor have any enemies in the village? Anyone who would nurse such a grudge?
No, I believe the one who left the chain at the altar was Talor himself.
I beg your pardon.
But there's more to the tale, you see. It's said that if you attempt to curse a soul that has returned to the sea already, your ire has nowhere to go but back to its source.
You're saying he cursed himself?
In trying to curse another, aye.
When my father was younger, he was one of the few permitted to venture beyond the wall on trading expeditions. He told us that when he journeyed to Sanbreque, he'd wear that chain to disguise his true beliefs, lest Grieger's faithful turn their cudgels on him.
Did they ever catch him in his deception? Might that explain the ill will he bears someone?
Not that he ever told me.
Come now. Let's not waste time speculating about Talor's past. We need to focus on the present, and that means finding a way to break the curse.
All right. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Thank you. I shall.
Aye, and thanks for going to all this trouble. Here, it's not much, but I want you to have this. We call it an adder stone. It's a gatherer's charm. Reacts to certain rare minerals we use in crafting. Makes them ring out like a bell. Stuff you'd have no chance of spotting otherwise. If you find anything, see that you bring it back to me. I can make you some decent gear with it. If you're interested, like.
I am, thank you. And I'll be sure to pay you a visit. Until then, I wish your father a swift recovery.
Okay, there was something special. Serpent ring design draft. A diagram detailing the steps to craft a set of 4 rings billiard. Okay, this is something very new for blacksmithing. Channel the might of Aegon Leviathan. Then, okay, this was the new reward. By harnessing an aquamarine's peculiar ability to audacity resonate with other aquamarines, charms carved from the self-same musician gemstone called adderstones by the people of the north can be used to locate other nearby sources. Curiosity. Okay, this must be a blacksmith. Serpent rings. You have obtained the design draft for serpent rings, accessories that when equipped enhance Levat iconic abilities. To create these items, speak with Blackthorn in the Hideaway or Pavard in the Heaven's Foundry and select the craft option. Please note that the crafting term will require several materials found only in Mysia, such as aquamarine. Adderstone. Okay, these are combined things. You have obtained an adderstone. Carved from aquamarine, adderstone will resonate both audibly and visibly with other nearby sources of precious gemstone, making them invaluable and gathering the rare crafting material. Your controller will also vibrate when in proximity. Aquamarine is hidden throughout the Mysteria, so be sure to check every corner of the region. But please note that some aquamarine locations will differ between action story focus modes and Final Fantasy mode. Aha! Depending which mode you are, they will be different. Maybe always when you get you something really special. Okay, let's visit blacksmith.
Yes?
I think sword will be same. Oho. Thornberry knife. This is totally new thing. Stagger part is increased. Attack power is less, but stagger is less. Some say that it's not within the flames of forge, but the flames of Thornberry rage that his knife is tempered, and while this shaky supposition will at best elicit a roll of the eyes for any respectable blacksmith, the truth of the matter is that there exists no known observation of Thornberry's knife creation, leaving us the freedom to believe what we will until a better explanation, such as say magic runes, comes along. Okay, this is new thing. And okay, Tide Strike was previously. Okay, now there is one totally new weapon. And very interesting stagger rate. Okay, these are new things. The shaped wand, an ornate ring crafted with an aesthetic unique to the modes of water. It is fitted with a single aquamarine that positively pulses with ethereal energy. Sharpened talon, sharpened case for to seize those led astray. 4 verse of Southern as lullaby. Reduces deluge cooldown. Aha, deluge. Aha, these are for, especially for water powers. Gentle whisper left and right, heed the call of known bites. Okay, reduces crossfell cooldown. Reduces a pusher tear cooldown. And this all seems to be need aquamarine. And this is probably the special one. Serpent's word reduces the tsunami cooldown. No, okay, this is probably the strongest. There we have. I check what is in the reinforce. Okay, those are everything here is familiar ones. So okay, aquamarines will be the next thing.
Till next time then.
But I think I just remembered that it might be time to select different steps, different abilities. So here I have fire, but it would be nice to take Leviathan. And then I think what else? Maybe I take Ramuh. So we have water and electricity combination. Then we need to choose what to take. Pile dive. Ah, okay, this. Didn't I take? Aha. Oh. I select this again. Leviathan. Then okay, here electricity. Okay, now we have these selected. Then we need to select what combination. And maybe I take this time Cyclone. Aha, but okay. I take first the stronger one here. And then lighter one here. And the same thing what I have. I have this. Okay, stronger one. Or was there? Okay. Stronger one here. And then lighter one. Then again, same thing. I need to check this one. Okay, judgment bolt is Ramos, the most strongest. Okay, maybe I take pile drive. Okay, now we have this. And I wonder if it's okay. Now the second combination is currently in use. Then there seems to be something else.
Things.
I just found a Worcester. There is one plus. Pair of passions. I just check. Worcester is still. Okay, I guess I have done. Let's see what
I never should have let him go alone. Tide, take me. What am I gonna do? You've got to help me. Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Are you?
Why do you ask?
Eh? Oh, sorry. I should explain. My name's Kitav. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come back. Would you help me find him?
I can try. Tell me what I need to know.
Of course. You know about the glamour our ancestors cast to keep this place hidden, right?
Shula told us about it, yes.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns?
Aye, that's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell. There are 2 cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains, the, ships in the forest.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged. I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you back here.
Very well. One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
I check. Okay, there are 2 locations here. I check those locations.
Hail, stranger.
I check that later. Okay, I have found these new things.
This is the
Aquamarine.
mineral Pavar was talking about. The one that rings out like a bell.
Okay, aquamarines. This feels also like special. But okay, there are not. I take that first.
Well, here's the cairn. But no sign of Nassef. To the riverbank, then.
Okay, they are both in the same direction.
Who have we here? I'm looking for a man named Nassef.
Aye, I know him. Takes care of the cans. Wait, you didn't think I was him, did you? Sorry, mate, I'm just out to gym myself a few ibexes. What do you want with the lad, anyway?
His friend, Katav, asked me to look for him. Apparently he ventured out to work on one of these cairns and didn't return.
Well, that is a worry.
You're a hunter, yes? You must know the woods as well as anyone. Can you think where he might have gone?
There's a bridge further down the path. Blasted thing got washed away a few moons back. Our carpenter only recently had time to rebuild it. But if I remember rightly, there is another cairn on the far side. Maybe he decided to visit that one while he was here.
Maybe. It's worth a look, certainly. Thank you.
Don't mention it. I'll keep an eye out too. Perhaps he just got delayed or something.
Let's hope so.
Okay, water is nice.
This must be the bridge the hunter was talking about.
I think they built this bridge. It was broken before. I previously visited this location, but it was broken. What a thing. I just check how to remove. Roll following dodge. Okay, you can by pressing X when you are in a serpent mode, you can remove it or take it off. It's good to think how to take it off, because sometimes you need to move fast and you are kind of in slow mode when you are using that water icon as a shooting.
Hold on! No mistakes.
It was the strongest one was on. It always takes a little bit of time to reload.
Much appreciated.
now I remember. There is always the cooldown times before you can use certain ability. Activated special mode. From moment to activate fire. Okay, this was more like try to get used to it water abilities.
Thank you.
I'm the tributary's guest. And you must be Nasef.
I am? But how do you know that?
Your friend Katav asked me to look for you when you didn't return.
I'm sorry. I was so focused on attuning the cairn I didn't see those creatures come until it was too late.
How exactly do they work?
Oh, that there are crystals inside. They're what keeps the glamour going. Should the ether cease to flow through too many of them, our shroud would quickly unravel. It's my job to make sure that doesn't happen.
And an important job it is. But you'll struggle to do it if you're dead. You need to take more care.
Yeah, no arguments there. The truth is, me and Katav usually work together, watching each other's backs like. But when we heard outsiders were coming, we split up to get the job done faster, so things would be perfect for your arrival. Stupid, I know.
So you found him then?
Not before the local fauna did. My arrival seemed to put them off their dinner.
Mustn't have been hungry after all. Expect you'll be wanting someone to escort you back to the village then, Nasef. Woods are full of nasties today.
When you're next in Haven, be sure to come and see us. You saved my life. It's only right I repay you.
If you insist. Take care now.
Okay, this was more like a learning curve for water icons, or Leviathan icons. And I think I visit. I'll go back to the village. You can't go this way. This is another way to go. Okay, maybe I... Maybe I'll go back to the village. Health almost. And I'll take or not. Village is in another direction.
Stranger.
Right, there are two couples.
I thought I'd lost you, but you saw to it that I was found. Thank you.
Nasev told me everything. If you hadn't got there when you did.
Oh, it doesn't bear thinking about.
All that matters is that you're safe. Far be it from me to tell you how to do your jobs, but don't go alone again.
Don't go
If we
alone.
have to, maybe we should think about casting the glamour on ourselves to keep the wildlife from spotting us. It'd take its toll, of course, but it'd beat letting the cairns fall and having to weave the entire spell from scratch. Imagine if we had to do that.
I'd rather not. Would only succeed in adding 2 new piles of stone to the collection.
Your bearers?
That we are, thank the tides. The others can't attune to the crystals in the cairns the same way we can. Reckon this place would be doomed without us.
So, you do this work for the good of your people? Not because...
We're forced to. No. From what I've heard of the way things work on the outside, we were truly blessed that our reign fell here in Mysidia. Our people are few enough as it is. If we started turning on each other, kin against kin, over nothing but a stupid accident of birth, our days would be numbered.
They would.
Anyway, all's well that ends well, eh? Thanks to you, both of us live to keep this place hidden another day.
Welcome, emote. There is something valuable can be traded for kill. Silver penning, as its service is so time-bound as to render any markings indistinguishable, so we may never know when or by whom this ancient silver coin was minted. However, considering that kill has been in circulation since the advent of realms, current calendar, the piece is quite possibly over 1,000 winters old.
Lovely weather, isn't it? Another beautiful day under the glamour.
The few crystals we can get hold of, we add to the cairns to keep the glamour from fading. And any left over we give to Pavard for his forge. Not that it stops him mourning.
I think this will be a good stopping point for the first part. I think I will continue today, so I will take a small break, and after break I will continue. So I want to thank you everyone who had stopped by and for watching.